You ever feel that electric tension in the air, like a storm's about to rip through the heart of Detroit, but nobody dares to say it out loud yet? Like beneath the quiet hum of this city's endless grit, something monumental just shifted, and it's tearing apart everything we thought we knew about this Lions team. You look around, and while the media tries to coax us into patience, claiming it's just another off-season shuffle, the truth hiding behind closed doors is raw, real, and revolutionary. Executives aren't just tinkering anymore, they're rewriting the playbook with a desperation laced in brilliance, and insiders can't keep the secret any longer. They're whispering it in hushed tones, leaking the truth buried beneath all. The lies about work in progress. Detroit has landed Trey Hendrickson. Yes, that burning storm on the edge. The quarterback wrecking ball who doesn't just rush, he devours backfields and smashes. QBS like they're nothing but shadows in his path. What they're trying to dress up as a small gamble is actually a declaration of war against the mediocrity that's plagued us since the beginning of this cursed century. For years, we've watched our hope wither under crushing seasons. The heartbreak that started when 91's glory faded into a fog of missed playoffs and choking losses. Suffering through the bland, uninspired reign of Matt Patricia's era and the roller coaster of Dan Campbell's fight for fall spirit. Now, this isn't just another player being thrown onto the field. It's a lifeline tossed into the storm, a signal flare for a city starved for respect, hungry beyond reason to stop surviving and start dominating. Imagine the symphony of destruction. When Hendrickson lines up beside Aiden Hutchinson, two relentless forces, merciless and unyielding, tearing through offensive lines with the hunger of every painful Detroit defeat echoing in their veins. Could this be the edge that finally transforms those hairline losses into the kind of wins that don't just boost morale but shatter the hopes of our rivals? What if this fiery addition doesn't just shore up our defense, but unleashes a tidal wave, pushing this Lions team from an underdog bruised and beaten into a juggernaut that no NFC opponent wants to face? But then, you have to ask, what if it's not enough? We felt that sting before Quinn's empty promises masked in frustration, special teams collapsing like an old building's foundation, agonizing choke jobs in games we should have won, a seesaw of hope and despair that left scars only Lions fans understand. Are we opening up yet another chapter in an endless saga of hope shaken but never shattered? Or is this really the cornerstone of Detroit's return to glory? The rivalries we face are sharp and unforgiving. Green Bay's fading magic with Rodgers putting on his farewell show, Chicago clawing desperately for the division crown, Minnesota lurking like a beast waiting to pounce. The question punching through the noise is brutal. Are we truly ready to rise above them all? Or are we still too burdened by the ghosts of heartbreak whispering, wait, and not this year, in our ears? Still, every bone-rattling sack, every clash of helmets on Ford Field, every flash of Hendrickson's fury makes you believe with the fire of 1,000 lost seasons burning inside you, this is the moment Detroit flips the script. Hendrickson isn't just a new name on the roster, he's a symbol, a beacon of defiance against decades of being overlooked, underestimated, and outplayed. For a city that's witnessed the quiet exit of legends like Barry Sanders choosing silence over sorrow. For fans who borne witness to Calvin Johnson's record-crushing glory without a single championship to show for it. For all of us who cried through another 0-6 start, this signing pulses with the weight of every fallen hope and every burning dream waiting to ignite like wildfire. This front office is done settling for scraps, done promising progress and delivering heartbreaks. This isn't Band-Aid season. This is Detroit drawing a line in the sand and screaming that the era of underdogs is over. We're not just competing. Anymore, we're hunting for domination, clawing for playoff presence that lasts beyond a punch-drunk wild-card minute, aiming higher than we dared to for decades. And while the clock's ticking against us, injuries looming, salary caps tightening, history threatening to repeat itself, there's an undeniable electricity zipping through the locker room. A restless hunger bridging every veteran and rookie alike, every beat and breath charged with steely resolve. This is a turning point wrapped in thunder and defiance, teetering on the edge of legend or heartbreak. So light up those comments if you're ready to believe, if your soul's screaming for the Lions not just to claw back, but to roar louder than ever before. Because if this move lands like it should, if Hendrickson brings that relentless chaos to our line and finally turns Ford Field into a fortress where opponents come to crumble, this isn't just the start of a season, it's the storm before the revolution. And if this spark catches, Flame, you better believe Detroit's comeback won't just be whispered in hushed tones. It'll be a battle cry that echoes through the streets, through every neighborhood that's waited decades for triumph. The fuse is lit, the players are lined up, and all that's left is to wait for the explosion to shatter the silence. Will this be the year Detroit rises from the ashes? Or another chapter in our endless story of near misses and raw resilience? Hold on tight, because when the dust settles, you won't believe who's next, and trust me, Lions Nation, this fire is just getting started. Break the chains? Detroit, this is our defining moment, and if you can't feel it burning in your bones, then you've already lost before the first snap. This city's long been haunted by ghosts of what-ifs, those endless nights of hope shattering against the cold reality of seasons lost. Heartbreak etched into every scar on Ford Fields. Concrete. We've bled through the 0-16 hell, watched as Dan Orlovsky scrambled for his life, praying for just 1 second of relief from the chaos, only to see the aftermath of the Calvin Johnson era fade into ashes, leaving us stranded in a silence. That's deafening. Barry Sanders, the greatest to ever do it, walking away, leaving behind a legacy that's meant to be bigger than individual greatness, but now feels like a myth long lost. Jim Caldwell's firing, the carousel of quarterbacks, coaching changes, and playoff collapses, each one a wound that still festers beneath our skin, yet here we are, eyes blazing, minds sharpening, sensing something seismic. You feel it in the locker rooms, don't you? That restless energy that whispers like an omen and undercurrent of desperation woven with raw hope. Bringing in Hendrickson isn't just a move. It's a battle cry pounding against the walls of mediocrity, a declaration that Detroit is tired of living in the shadows, tired of being the punchline, the almost, the next year. You think the NFC North fears us? They should. Because this team with Hendrickson and Hutchinson isn't just reps and plays anymore. It's a battalion on fire, and every opponent will soon learn that Detroit's hunger has reached an unforgiving pitch. It's all connected to cursed history that haunts us, the crushing losses that left scars, and the hope that's been buried beneath decades of disappointment. Yet now, that hope is smoldering just beneath the surface, ready to ignite. With this new blood, imagine the chaos Hendrickson unleashes, pinning backs against the wall, relentless and unforgiving, mirroring Detroit's own battered resilience, an unstoppable force cracking the facade of complacency in the FC North, challenging the fading dominance of Rodgers' Green Bay, exposing Chicago's desperation, and finally, putting Minnesota on notice that the game has changed. If you ask me, this isn't just about acquiring a player. It's about staking our claim in a new Chapter 1 where Detroit isn't just a team to beat, but a beast no one dares to face, a legend in the making, clawing out of the dust, fueled by centuries of heartbreak and unyielding pride. Think back, what if this signing is the piece that finally pushes us over the edge? What if Hendrickson's fury ignites the dormant fire in Hutchinson, transforming our pass rush from a whisper into a roar heard across the league? Every second that ticks by feels like a countdown to destiny, and I swear to you, this is the moment the league notices Detroit finally waking up, not just to compete, but to dominate, to bend the game to our will, to shatter expectations and leave our rivals trembling in the wake of our fury. But here's the brutal truth. What if this isn't enough? What if all the hope, the hype, the fire we're fueling isn't enough to mask the scars of our past failures? We've been down this road before, those heart-wrenching wildcard collapses, the bitter taste of playoff heartbreaks, the promise of finally breaking free, only to stumble again, lost in the fog of our own doubts. History says we're cursed, But deep down, every Lions fan knows that the real curse isn't just seasons lost. It's the unrelenting expectation that each chapter will end the same way, with our dreams crushed just shy of eternity. The clock keeps ticking, every second heightening the suspense. This isn't just football anymore. This is war, and the battlefield is Detroit's destiny, calling for blood, calling for glory, calling for us to finally step into the light. That's been waiting for us all along. And as the shadows deepen and the league braces itself, one question remains: are we truly ready to make history? Or are we about to fall back into the old ghost realm, haunted once more?